This time on Highway Thru Hell.
Holy.
A massive pileup
We need help down here.
plunges Al's son into the middle of a disaster.
Get the paramedics.
Then
It's all frozen.
a $500,000 load
Hang on, Mitch.
becomes a balancing act.
Hold on.
And
Go.
Jamie battles to bring a wreck
Hold it.
back from the Yukon.
What's going on the number 5 there today? There's snowfall warning for the Coke tonight.
8 p.m. on BC's Coquihalla Highway. Heavy snow and heavy traffic
That guy's in a hurry.
are building on the vital trucking route.
This corridor, it brings all types up that mountain.
Gonna be a busy one tonight.
Vehicles hauling fuel, food, freight. There's cars, there's buses hauling people. Some people thrive in winter snowstorms, other people do not.
Tonight, Quiring Towing is working the mountain,
Who is it, Al Quiring?
but it's not Al.
There's some weather and a Sunday, so it's going to be a lot of traffic.
It's his 24-year-old son, Kerry.
Seeing what there is, you don't know until you show up.
Kerry's grown up in the family business,
What the?
honing his skills alongside his grandpa Bob and his father Al.
This is what they call family bonding.
He's got the makings to be a good heavy wrecker operator. I could see it in him.
I'm just going to hook to this tree to get the angle.
Makes me feel very proud because I'm fourth generation. I'm trying to live on that legacy and make it go another generation.
After a long day on the mountain,
Yeah, I'm fishtailing a bit here.
Kerry's ready to call it a night.
I've been on the Coquihalla all day, done a few things. Now I'm going back home.
But 8 miles east of Hope,
Ooh, it's a little slick there.
the snow has turned into freezing rain.
Anybody coming up the rock cut, if you don't have skates on it, you're not gonna make it.
There's black ice everywhere.
Hang on, we got something right here, the rock cut. Accident right here.
A pickup has slid off the road.
You guys okay?
I don't know probably how we get out of here.
Okay,
I need to help these people. I'm going to pull them out.
get over here. You're going to grab a cable.
As Kerry works,
Get that car to move.
traffic slows to a stop.
I deal with this pickup as quickly as I can.
But as Kerry hustles, emergency crews race to an area just west of him.
I don't even know what's going on.
There's got to be something bigger going on.
Got that accident somewhere? Yeah, you got an accident at the rock cut.
Hop in, back up.
Kerry gets the pickup on its way
There's an army ambulance is heading up there.
and scrambles towards the lights and sirens.
Holy.
We have a crash at the rock cut. Slow down before you get to it. Nobody gets by me here.
A chain reaction collision happened just minutes ago,
Holy.
and Kerry is one of the first on scene.
4 semis, 3 buses, and multiple cars southbound.
This is the biggest crash I have ever seen.
Cars everywhere, crushed and squashed. Holy crap.
On the Highway Thru Hell, closure is not an option.
We got multiple tour buses overturned. We got tractor trailers. trailers on top of tractor trailers.
A mass casualty accident.
It looks like it just happened.
Has just unfolded on the Coke.
The number of vehicles involved, that's probably the biggest one we've seen.
I've worked up to Coquihalla for many years, and I've never heard of such a big accident.
There's 4 53s and a Greyhound bus.
Al Quiring's 24-year-old son, Kerry,
Stop traffic right away. There's like 6 trucks right here.
is one of the first on site.
There's cars everywhere, buses, transport trucks. It's like something out of a war movie.
One of the buses, sandwiched between 2 tractor trailers, was part of the chain reaction that happened only minutes ago. The bus was rounding a bend when the driver suddenly had to brake and narrowly escaped piling into the first stage of the wreck. Then, a tractor trailer couldn't stop in time, burying its front end under another semi.
One minute it's calm, normal, you're thinking you're going home, and in the second it's absolute total chaos.
Yeah, they're all jackknife in the ditch upside down.
I'm not there at this point to direct Kerry, so he's got to act and operate on his own.
Who drives the Greyhound bus?
The main door of the bus is blocked by one of the rigs.
This charter bus is full of people.
Bus driver? Yes. Is everyone okay?
So Kerry and the first responders
I'm probably gonna have to pull this back. Open the window! I don't think they know how.
look for another escape route.
I'm tall enough to look into the windows.
Do you want to shine the light? Oh, there we go. So how many people are in there?
Just be calm, everyone, okay?
And tell the bystanders help is on the way.
Incredibly,
There's a sore neck, a couple sore bones.
none of the 47 passengers are seriously injured, despite the terrifying final moment. Captured from inside seconds before impact. The passengers are brought out one by one to be taken into Hope.
Okay, what's going on?
But as Kerry surveys the scene,
Oh, they found him.
Found who? Who?
he uncovers a more urgent situation.
As I walk around, I hear bystanders talking about there's a guy trapped.
There's someone trapped, apparently? Whereabouts are you? Are you in the bunk?
The driver of the semi who crashed after the tour bus is deep in the wreck.
We need help down here!
Being in his position, you know, you're probably wondering, how am I going to come out of this alive?
It's okay, sir. Help is coming. You're gonna see your family tonight.
As more first responders arrive,
Shut the sources of ignition off just in case something goes. I just don't want to have a fire.
Kerry works to disconnect a live battery.
The cab's batteries are still connected, and it's just a recipe for a spark.
It's off. Off.
The wires are safe,
You're okay?
but Kerry discovers the trapped driver needs a translator.
Do you speak Punjab, sir? Yeah. Here, can you just keep talking to him and just...
Yeah, you might have to talk loud. Okay. He's talking back.
He does respond to English.
कोई ना टेंशन ना लो बस आगे सारे और नहीं कुछ होया चलो कोई नहीं
He's saying his hand hurt. He cannot breathe. He's saying that.
Get the paramedics down. We need help down here because we got a person trapped.
Oh my God, the rock cut, it's done.
near Hope, BC.
4 53-foot trailers, 2 corner buses, 7 cars. The worst I've ever seen.
A chain reaction accident involving more than a dozen vehicles has triggered a massive emergency response.
It's going to be okay.
Tow operator Kerry Quiring was one of the first on scene.
The biggest crash I've ever seen. It's enormous.
We need help down here because we got a person trapped.
Just moments ago, Kerry discovered a truck driver trapped deep in the wreckage.
He's in that area, right in there.
The driver is 15 feet in the middle, pinched in between 2 semis and a car. And it's, you know, it's hell.
Get this guy out is my priority.
With the first stage of the wreck blocking the highway, the driver couldn't stop in time and pinned his cab under a trailer.
If I was in that position, I'd be wondering if I'm making it out alive.
He's saying that he has no space around his body.
He's jammed in there very.
He can see the light. He can see it.
Yeah. He can receive well though.
Special tools are needed to extract the driver.
Okay, help is coming, okay? Try to be patient.
But the equipment is still en route.
It's not like we just have jaws of life anywhere. There is one set for 180 kilometers of highway in any direction.
Guys, every 30 seconds, every minute, just make sure he can respond to you.
Andy?
That's what we can do right now.
We've got search and rescue we're trying to get through here.
Yeah.
Kerry does what he can to help clear a path.
You're good to go. Yeah.
And moments later, more emergency crews arrive on scene.
The help is here. It's great, relieving.
I don't think that canopy is very strong.
Yeah, no.
The firefighters are going to help get this driver out.
As the wreck is stabilized,
You want to strap this frame here? Something like that. Up here?
search and rescue crews ready the jaws of life.
With the size of this accident, we had to bring in multiple teams to assist.
Cutter? Yeah, just bring it in.
The truck driver is still conscious as crews begin to extract him from the wreckage.
How much closer? That's good.
He's in the sleeper compartment, pinned.
But to get to the cab, they'll have to cut through a pickup truck.
Well, there's a guy's life, so. Yeah, go this way, over here.
Kerry helps
This way.
any way he can.
It's a fight to get this truck driver out.
Rescuers have reached the driver
Paramedics are checking him out.
and will now attempt to lift him out.
Stretcher ready?
Getting it ready.
They're getting it ready.
Are you guys ready to pass him down?
We don't know what condition this driver is in still.
Ready?
Got him. Nice. Got him.
I got the back.
Man, he's one lucky guy. He made it out okay. Hopefully he's going to be stabilized in hospital. That's what I'm hoping for.
The first responders, firefighters, search and rescue, paramedics, they are the heroes.
With every driver and passenger safely off-site, work to reopen the highway begins. And Kerry's night is finally over.
There's another tow company on police rotation. They got this handled. I'm going to go home.
On one of the biggest wrecks on the Coke in years, Al's son was there for those in need.
It takes a huge amount of courage, and I'm glad that he met that challenge and overcame it. And he stepped forward to help people, which makes me very proud.
Guys, we're probably going to be closed all night, so find somewhere safe and get some sleep.
Towards Merritt's, all good?
The next morning, 60 miles north on the Coquihalla,
Watch out for that accident scene up there.
a 30-ton wrecker known as the Black Sheep.
James says the reliable heavy is on its way down.
And its operator, James Luke, respond to an urgent call.
This load is a pretty fragile load, expensive load.
The job is a loaded car carrier.
Looks like he went off into the ditch on the rock side.
This load's roughly worth close to $500,000.
Any tow trucks there yet?
I'm coming down the hill right now.
Heavy operator Mitch Carr is also on his way to the scene. This winter, Reliable Towing's new team based in Merritt
It's a hell of a mess up here.
has faced some tough jobs
Brutal.
on the upper end of the Cove. But today's call is so critical. Reliable sending its most experienced operator.
Let's just assess the scene because we haven't seen it yet.
Scott Keeler will lead the recovery.
My role at Reliable is overseeing the guys and training the younger generation. You'll mainly see me on the more challenging jobs. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
The car carrier, loaded with 9 new vehicles, is at the bottom of a steep slope.
We have a short distance right there,
Very
right?
short.
So let's do a good walk around. I want to go see the other side as well.
Its frame is packed tight into the snow.
This is a very low belly. This is right into the ground already here. This is plowed in awful hard. Definitely going to be a challenging recovery. So we gotta try and get the cab to come up here, and then the trailer hopefully will come into the same spot, and then we'll start to turn the trailer as well.
With Mitch's 50-ton truck rigged to the tractor and James's 30-ton on the trailer, they'll try to winch the car carrier up the steep bank.
Now, you want me to just single line off the front pin?
So all you can do right now, and we'll see if we can get it to move. This load is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. There is no room for error.
It's all frozen.
But the rig is encased in snow and ice.
It plowed a lot of snow into the front of the truck.
Oh, his pin is right here.
We can pull from that.
So we'll get rigged up right here. It's unbelievable how much grip ice can have. It could take twice the pulling power. God, these lowrider trailers. I mean, this is a task and a half, eh? Gentle, gentle pulls. Okay, let's go.
Mitch starts to winch on the front end to break the carrier out of the ice.
Come on.
She's frozen.
It's fighting us tooth and nail.
But if Mitch pulls too fast, the 14-foot tall trailer, stacked high with vehicles, could tip.
There we go.
Because the trailer is so top heavy, it could potentially drag the entire truck and trailer over if we're not careful.
Tighten it up a bit.
Hold on.
Hang on, Mitch. Hold on.
They get that wreck all cleaned up.
Hold on. Hang on, Mitch.
Near Merritt, BC.
They're just pulling it out right now down to one lane.
Reliable towing is in the middle of a delicate recovery.
I'm too far.
Hang on.
Trying to rescue a car carrier with a $500,000 load.
She's starting to fall.
As the carrier is cresting the hill, it does begin to tip quite a bit.
Whoa, stop.
Whoa.
Scott. The whole trailer shifted about 8 to 10 inches.
That top's leaning pretty hard, man.
It's definitely a high chance of it rolling over.
Can you put him down?
Lead operator Scott Keeler needs a new plan.
Enough of your high pull. Release pressure. Get this line down low. We don't want this trailer to tip any further. We need to get this up without doing any damage.
I'm gonna have to hold the trailer. The top of the trailer starting to lean way too much.
Okay.
For the next attempt, Mitch will run a low line from his truck to ground the tractor, while James adds another high line to the upper deck on the trailer.
We'll run another strap just lightly up around this section.
Yeah.
And then as you pull, I'll just use the top line. I'll just lightly.
Just enough to keep it from going.
But pulling on the upper deck
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
adds high risk to the recovery.
The only thing that has structure points is the bottom. If we bend this carrier, it could flex and damage the vehicles.
Probably looking at least $500,000 worth of vehicles that haven't even seen pavement yet.
Scott is not only Mitch's mentor,
Why do you think I brought the wise man with me?
he's family.
Scott is my father-in-law. Scott is also my boss.
We're gonna get one try. If not, James is gonna have to take a lane and grab the trailer.
Yeah.
Today, I'm lucky enough to have that book of knowledge standing next to me.
For the second attempt,
Okay, I'll start pulling.
Mitch and James
Okay, I'm going on the other side.
will have to run the wreckers perfectly
You're gonna have to be my eyeballs.
Okay.
to execute Scott's plan.
Tighten up.
This is the tricky part of the job. We have one shot to get this trailer and truck out.
Top guy tight. Hey, up or down? Keep the up. Make sure it's not twisted, okay?
I can't see.
Top. Keep that tight.
Hey,
Tight, tight. Oh,
Watch that.
whoa.
Near Hope, crews are still cleaning up after last night's unforgettable accident.
It looks like everyone made it out alive, and everyone's going to be okay.
Carrie Quiring is back at work, but still reflecting on the massive wreck.
I feel like I did something that made a difference.
The trapped driver Carrie helped is in hospital and is expected to make a full recovery.
Helping people in a disaster like that, it's a call above and beyond the duty of being a tow truck operator.
For a young guy like Kerry to stumble across a major event, it's probably almost second nature for him to dive in.
In those conditions, that's what brings out the best in a person. In this case, it brought out the best of my son.
"1,000 miles to the north,
lots of mountains here and up and down, curves, hills.
And 4 days after leaving his base in BC,
Just animals everywhere here. There's a bison right there. Wow. He's big.
Jamie Davis is on a desolate highway.
The Yukon is like the last frontier.
Jamie's come to pick up a wreck.
Service centers are few and far between here. Basic survival things really come into play at this point. Wide open spaces and lots of scenery, lots of wildlife.
Jamie's cousin Paris is along for the epic journey.
Haven't been to the Yukon, and I'm really looking forward to it.
They're traveling on the legendary Alaska Highway. Cut through the north by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers during the Second World War.
This was a rugged road to build.
There it is, James, White Horse.
Seemed like we'd never get here, eh?
We made her.
The job
So that's the reefer we're taking?
is a damaged trailer that needs to be hauled south.
This trailer's hit a bridge. Its structural integrity is gone now, and authorities want it on a trailer so that it won't collapse or fall apart. Oh, have to do some hammering.
Jamie's brought a truck to escort the wreck back to BC, and a low-bed trailer to haul it home.
Go ahead a little bit.
The pickup needs to be offloaded so the damaged trailer can be rolled on.
Paris is gonna pull the Tundra off. Yep, you did her.
Paris has it off the low bed.
Okay, so I'll back this thing on now.
So Jamie connects his tractor to the wreck. And begins to load.
We gotta get this one right, backing this one up.
But it'll be a tight squeeze up a slippery ramp.
We're dealing with some snow and ice here, so there's going to be some difficulties.
Woo!
The tractor's having a lot of trouble slipping and sliding.
But as Jamie has most of the wreck up on the trailer,
Come back.
the last few feet can't climb the ramp.
Everything's a skating rink.
Oh, here it comes.
In the Yukon, Jamie and Paris are trying to load a wreck onto a slippery low bed.
We really need to use the tractor to load the trailer. But the tractor's having traction problems to move it up. Not even moving it.
Far from home, the job's on hold.
There's not much gear around. We're basically all on our own here.
Why don't you just put the Tundra on it?
Jamie and Paris will use their pickup truck to get the load the rest of the way.
Just give me a little constant pull on it.
Okay. We're gonna be hauling it all the way back home to British Columbia, so it's gotta be on the low bed perfectly.
Good to go? Okay.
With the wreck finally loaded onto the low bed, Jamie and Paris are almost ready for the long trip back to Hope.
I'm just gonna do a walk around.
We're gonna have a quick look around this trailer, make sure that we can go down the road and be safe. Look at the low bed tire.
But right away,
Look at the tire.
Jamie spots a problem.
We can't go any further like this.
Whoa!
On the coke,
Keep him tight.
reliable towing is at the tipping point,
I don't like this side of the truck.
recovering a $500,000 load of cars up a steep bank.
Hey, I got lines crossing over top of each other.
If they pull too hard, an extra line added to stabilize the car carrier could damage its fragile frame.
We don't want to bend or twist the trailer coming out.
Scott Keeler has his team
Can you unhook this and go to the very rear of the trailer? Is there anything there?
look for a new rig point.
On this load here, there is not a lot of places to hook to.
With nothing stronger to pull on, they need to change the angle of the pull.
I think we got to get into the other lane now.
Yeah, we just need you to pull ahead so you can hold the structure up so it doesn't lean into the cars at all, right? We need a shutdown.
All northbound lanes must be closed for the final attempt.
Okay, guys, after this truck, we're good to go.
We just need that extra 10 feet so we can bring that trailer up without doing any damage. It's be real easy. There's not a lot holding it on that bank, eh?
You're gonna have to be my eyes on the trailer. I'm watching the truck.
Get that bottom caught up.
Slowly, carefully,
Get ready on your brakes.
Oh!
There we go.
He's out.
There's some knowledge.
the car carrier is back on solid ground.
Want to unhook?
Guided by the crew's top operator, reliable towing recovers all 9 cars without a scratch.
That was flawless. We did it. Absolutely flawless.
He can just drive it out.
Yeah, boys.
Woo! Being a mentor to these guys, it's a good feeling. If I can just be there so they can feel secure while they're doing the job, I'm happy.
Yeah, good job, Chief Reliable. Kind of nice to be moving.
In the Yukon,
Look at the low bed tire. Look at the tire.
a pair of squared tires
How the hell did that happen?
has stalled Paris and Jamie's return to hope.
We've got to take these 2 wrecked tires off, throw them on the deck, and then single out some of our other tires.
Okay.
Jamie and Paris get to work.
We just loosen them all.
But bad luck.
3/4 inch breaker bar. She snapped.
And a weak airline
Okay, well, so much for that.
have them back at square one. Jamie puts in a call.
Okay, all right, thank you. We asked them if we could come over there and borrow some tools to get these tires changed out.
All right, we're good to go. We just gotta watch those 2 tires.
Jamie and Paris set out down the Alaska Highway. They arrive at a garage in the remote town of Teslin.
They got a lot of gear, eh?
But before finding the tools,
An 850 Holmes record.
Paris discovers a familiar old wrecker, the same model as Jamie's Mighty Mo.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, just sitting here.
In the middle of nowhere, there's another 850. Amazing.
Go, Paris.
This winter,
Okay, just a little bit.
Jamie's own restored Holmes 850
Come on, get her a little gas.
has become the most important truck in his fleet.
Money Mo is pretty mighty, man.
The fellow who owned this truck has passed away. I just wonder how many times this truck actually opened the highway and saved the day. Look at the controls in here. In the day, this would have been the most stylingest thing going. You know, this was somebody's dream. I'd be proud as a peacock to drive this through town. In essence, the machinery outlives the man. When you sit back and look at that, it really makes you think, is that where this ends? Is this how my shop's gonna look like in a few years?
I don't know, depends on the kids, right?
Yeah, it depends on the kids.
Yeah.
But the old garage in Teslin
Well, I better get back to reality.
holds more than memories. Jamie and Paris have the tools
We better put one wheel on each side.
to swap out the low bed's flat-spotted tires.
Perfect.
Hopefully that just gets us home.
Lead the way in the Tundra, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
With Paris leading the way, Jamie must tow the nearly 15-foot high wreck, 1,000 miles.
This is a dangerous load.
From the Yukon back to Hope.
You gotta be very, very careful. We're going a long distance. I know that we're over height, and it's got me nervous. We're gonna watch every overheight clearance that we have, which is a little bit stressful.
One of the most beautiful highways I've ever driven.
We're on the route now. This is the last day for our trip.
Nearing the end of a long journey, Jamie Davis is hauling a wreck from the Yukon back to his yard in Hope, BC.
We've covered a lot of miles from Whitehorse down.
After picking up the damaged trailer near Whitehorse, Jamie's traveled more than 900 miles and has reached the city of Prince George.
And that's the route we should be taking, the overheight route.
Jamie has to take the nearly 15-foot tall trailer on a designated route
And I don't want to take a chance.
to avoid low-hanging power lines.
So it's the best route for an overheight like this.
But as Jamie approaches Prince George,
Oh my God. Routing planning thing took me right downtown, and I don't want to be downtown.
a navigation error has him heading down the wrong street.
If you hit a power line, it would fry the truck, fry me, fry everything. That's not a thing you want to happen. My nice day just turns sideways like right now.
Thanks for showing us the town, Jack.
Paris is following closely behind as the tall load rolls through Main Street.
Right downtown Prince George, exactly where we don't want to be.
So these are stressful moments when you make a wrong turn with an oversized load. This is a bad area to be in. God dang.
Low wires, low everything, worried about tearing these things right off the poles.
Now there's a low wire right there that I'm not liking too much, so I gotta really be careful here. Oh my God.
You're like inches away.
Yeah, I know, I don't like being down here at all. This is pretty intense at this point, and all I want to do right now is just get back onto the overheight route. We're just about out of town here, so should be good.
Jamie makes it to the outskirts of town,
We managed to weave our way out of there.
but another hazard lay ahead across the highway. A low bridge.
With this oversized load, you hit anything with it, you're responsible 100%. Our wide load sign's falling off, so we gotta pull over and tie it up a bit better. Long hauls like this, they're anything but routine. You're just dealing with things as they come along. So with the air valve here, I can make the trailer go up higher and lower. I'm gonna make sure that the ride is very low. The next bridge coming up is the lowest one in this whole trip, and it's gonna be pins and needles till we get through it.
With Paris watching from behind, Jamie rolls cautiously towards the overpass.
Copy.
But any miscalculation can end in disaster.
The bridge clearance here is just over 15 feet, and our load is just under 15 feet. Wow. So there's only inches to spare here. Even just bouncing through a bump could have us touching the bridge, and I don't want that to happen. I hate bridges.
Hey, oversized, you know your height on that?
On the last leg of an epic long haul, Jamie and his overheight load approach a low bridge.
I hate bridges. The driver who was hauling this trailer actually hit a low overpass. I don't need this trailer to hit a bridge twice. The back was close. Oh, that back was really close.
That was a little tight.
That was really close. Well, as long as we cleared, that's good. I'll be happy when this trip's over. We've made it through the worst of it now, and she should be smooth sailing from here on in.
As night falls, Jamie's back on the coke, on the final stretch of a 2,000-mile journey.
We're just coming down the hill, so in about 20 minutes, I'll be home. It's really nice to come home from a long trip and, you know, sleep in your own bed. I'm really happy. Time to go home. I'm done. We got the trailer back safely, customers happy, and on to the next adventure.
The next morning,
just gonna check the oil again.
Jamie's reunited with Mighty Mo.
We did an oil change, so we'll just double check it before we fire it.
Maintaining his vintage Holmes 850, so it's ready for the rest of winter.
Seeing that old Holmes 850 in the yard up north makes me even more determined to keep Mighty Mo in good shape and keep it around. Isn't that something? Yeah. There's very few of them left on the road, and we're losing a lot of these old trucks just to rust.
Jamie's passion for classic wreckers
Well, we're trying to get the lights all to flash.
has passed on to his kids. And today, twin daughters, Alexis
We took 2 light bars and we made one really big one, and now we're gonna put it up.
Where do you want to put it?
and Brianna
Put the hood right by that concrete.
And then the back end over here, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
are happy to help Dad around the shop.
We'll have to get back from a long trip. If I can get them working on a project with me, well, that's kind of our way of spending family time together. This looks good. That's really cool. It's nice to be back home and relax a little bit. Let's test this to see if it works.
Okay, are you ready?
Let her rip. Oh, that's pretty deluxe.
Yeah.
With Mighty Mo and some of the older trucks I'm restoring, I mean, we're really keeping a part of history alive. Really cool. Yeah. It's a great feeling.
Next time on Highway Thru Hell, a lost load of lumber stacks the odds.
It's a mess.
Against Team Reliable.
Hold on!
A bad flu
You saved the day, man.
forces Jamie to send a new driver
Gotta fly sometime.
into battle.
Come on.
But a tough pull pushes Mighty Mo
Well, that's what broke.
too far.
That's a big repair.